Good morning. Alpine Church of Spiritual Living here with Reverend Gay Beauregard. Happy Mother's Day. Yay. I want to start by reading you the thought for the week. Sunday is Mother's Day, a day we celebrate our own and all mothers that have been and will be. From a spiritual sense, the mothering energy is within us all, no matter our gender. Yes, we typically think of a mother as a female, but a mothering instinct has no gender basis. Everything in life is moving. Energy flows at various vibrations. Physical or human-based energy is at the lower spectrum of vibration and movement, where spiritual energy is considerably higher and thus able to create, renew, restore, and generate an infinite array of life experiences with pristine clarity, ease, and grace. This week, consider the life force within you that is nurturing, uplifting, and giving without reservation of any kind. Be especially kind, loving, and giving to yourself. As you do this, you will naturally reflect that energy out to others. Acknowledge and feel the magnificent energy of new life flowing to, through, as, and all around you. This spiritual life energy is for you in every way, lifting you to its higher realm where nothing is impossible. Know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are always in your right and perfect place, doing the very best you can, and there are always more divine gifts awaiting your acceptance and distribution thereof. Say with me, I am grateful for mothers and the divine mothering energy within us all. This energy supports and encourages me to express new life every step of the way through my journey of life. Thank you, God, and it is so. So let's just close our eyes, open our hearts, and go within for just a moment to acknowledge this divine energy, this beautiful, unconditional love that is eternally flowing, that we are in, of, and as. So we take a nice deep breath and just anchor our awareness into this acceptance of this beauty, of this intelligence, of the divine, giving us life at every moment. Feel that divine energy pulsating through you now, bringing newness, bringing joy, bringing peace, all those beautiful qualities and attributes that we try to name to the infinite and really unknowable being that is creator of all. That we absolutely know that it is everywhere present in full force, and that means within each and every one of us. And so we bless this day. We bless this energy that comes forth, blessing all mothers everywhere, knowing the way that they give of their unconditional love is a joy. We know that there will be a message that will be coming forth in a few moments, and each of us has ears to hear what that individual message will be for your own hearts. So just take a moment to go within and ask and be prepared, be receptive to what is that message for my heart and my knowing this day. So I say thank you. Thank you, Mother, Father, God, for this glorious being that we are in and of. Use us this day for your highest and best good. We are eager and ready for the task, and ever so grateful. I release this word, this knowing into the law that absolutely always reflects back in perfect order and timing. Letting it go, knowing it is so. Together we say, and it is so. Amen. Well, again, happy Mother's Day. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Well, that's one of my favorite verses, and I have said it very often, frequently, honestly. Yet, in these times that might be a little bit more challenging to feel that energy, to have that energy demonstrate through our activities, with all of the changes that are happening, we are in new and uncharted territory. So, just as today, typically, Mother's Day, normally, you're going to take mom out for brunch or maybe dinner. Probably not going to happen too much today. And so we are here to kind of go with the flow and find out what is our way that life is going to go through us this day. The topic, or the theme rather, this month that I've chosen is self-mastery. And our topic this morning is new life. And I really believe right now, this whole changes that we're going through, and they're on multiple levels, that this is a new birthing, a new opportunity for us to let go of the old and embrace and birth the newness that is wanting to come forth. And it's an unknown and kind of a scary time. It's like that time when you're, in the butterfly is in the chrysalis. The caterpillar is changing, and it's quite a common analogy to use, but it's ever so true. We are on the brink as a society, as a civilization, coming into a newness that we have not known before. And so especially today, I think, with it being Mother's Day, that we can think about how this motherly energy, and again, it doesn't have to be just a feminine energy. That feminine energy is through every male, every entity. It doesn't matter what your gender is at all, because that energy is unconditional love. It wants to birth, it wants to give. That feminine is the receptor, it wants to receive. And so we're here, I believe, to receive the gift that has already been given. This infinite love that is right here wants us to be available to let it flow through us in unknown ways, in uncharted ways that we hopefully will be ready for. Hopefully we're ready to give birth to something new in us, in our lives. This coming day, this springtime is ready for new life. And this divine energy is cheerleading us on, is wanting us to go up to that next level, always, always, always. So let's be receptive, let's be open and available to let go of what had been and to move into what is, what shall be, and be comfortable with it. Now, it might be a challenge to do these things. So that, to me, one of the first things that we want to recognize is that there is this power, this loving energy. And yes, it's all around us. It's all there is. But it's absolutely, totally within each and every one of us in that infinite way. We have within us this unbounded energy. And it's up to us to allow it to come forth. Nowadays, there's a lot of people that I know that are going through some personal issues, that are going through questioning and so forth. And that's understandable. And we certainly don't want to deny our feelings. We want to let those feelings come forth. But if we can do it with more of a observation, more of a detachment, to allow it, to observe it, but not be absorbed by it, and that way it passes through more quickly, so that we can be more elevated to the next level. So I think that what I'm asking us today is to once again bring into the forethought of your mind, of your heart, to recognize that this power is love, infinite love is within me, and it wants to be birthed into something new. It wants to shine that light of love onto all of these areas that are pretty dark, pretty scary, unknown. And when that light is brought forth, we can see it. We can know what's happening with us. And I had something happen to me this last week that really brought this way to home personally than I had ever experienced in quite a long time. I had been out and I came home. My daughter was not home, so nobody was at home. And I opened up the back door, which leads into the kitchen, and put the keys that opened the door down on the counter, and then proceeded to walk back through the house to open up the garage, to get the car in the garage, and so forth. Well, I did all that fine. Come back in, as I'm coming back through my bedroom, which then looks out onto the hallway into the kitchen, I see a snake that is brown with bright, bright yellow horizontal rings on it. And my first thought is, oh, great, special. No one's here, and there's a snake here. And I could see the tail. Didn't have a rattle on it, so I knew it wasn't a rattler, but I didn't know what kind of snake it was. And so I called Randy, who lives close by, who always comes over to kind of help in whatever case I might need. He was just about ready to leave to go to the river, and said, okay, I'll come on over. And so I went back outside, out the back garage, and I waited out on the patio. So when he comes over, he has this about 4-foot metal stick, and he says, okay, where is it? He says, I imagine, I'm sure that it's a king snake, so it's not going to hurt you. We go into the kitchen, and it's not there. Lo and behold, where is it? We can't find it anywhere. We looked and looked and looked, and I said, Randy, you can't go to the river until we find this snake. And he goes, okay, I'll leave you the stick. All you got to do is scoot him out. When you find him, just scoot him out the door. I went, oh my gosh. And then he left. Well, at that point is when I realized, okay, Gay, there is a power within you that can handle this situation. I'm not afraid that the snake's going to hurt me, but I don't like snakes, And I acknowledged that this power within me was going to take over. I was going to let my small self step aside, and I was going to let it do whatever needed to be done. And so about 20 minutes later, I glanced over, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw him slithering into my daughter's bedroom. So I got the stick, and I went in there, and I told him, I said, nope, you're not staying in here. And I prodded him on, and he started to come out. And at that point, he had a choice. If he turned right, he would come out into the kitchen where I could lead him outside, or he could turn left and go down into my bedroom. Well, of course, he decided to choose left and started to head toward my bedroom. I'm like, no, 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 you're not going to do this. And I, again, became more active with my prodding. And got him over to the kitchen at this point, and I just kept prodding, no, you've got to get out, you got to get out. And I'm sure the adrenaline was going. And I could tell that he was really scared. And so I had to get him out. I got him closer to the door and had to stop then and get the door open and prop open the screen door so that he could actually get out. And again, prompted him, and sure enough, he slithered his way out and down into a crack in the deck out there, which he probably lives there. I don't know. He probably stays there a lot. But I just took a nice big breath, a sigh of relief, and went, thank you, thank you, Thank you. And recognize that there's lots of things in life that happen to us that we don't think we're prepared for. We don't think we're capable of handling. And yet, I firmly believe that if there is something in life that's coming to me, my personal self, my higher self with a capital S, my self-mastery is able to handle it. And it's able to handle it with wonderful ease and grace. And I need to be open to learn, to be available, to recognize that I am always eternally moving through higher and higher realms of expressing this infinite power within me. That's what I'm about. That's what all of us are about. That's what unconditional love sees in all of us. This infinite potential. What are we ready to birth in this life right now, today? I have to tell you, I'm pretty proud of myself. Yesterday, I went into my bedroom. I opened up my drawers, which I've been telling myself I've been going to do for months. Got them all emptied out and sorted out what I wanted, what I didn't want, what needs to go in the laundry, and then proceeded to fold them in that vertical fold so that, like, all your t-shirts are individual. They sit separate and not stacked on top of each other, so you can actually see what you have. And I got it done. I went, yay! And it feels so much better to then not have that weight. Like, yeah, I know I need to do that. I know I'm going to want to do that one of these days. And life is always enticing us to do those things, those thoughts that come, those little whispers. We need to learn to take that deep listening and then take appropriate, courageous action. I was reading, again, I've been rereading, the 30 Days of Fearless Living that the Unity publication put out. And in one of the days here, it talks about fear and how do we live fearlessly. And it has 4 points, which I think are pertinent, absolutely pertinent for today. The first 4 steps, the first one is, which I've been talking about, is dedicate your life to God. Something happens when you turn your life to God or your higher power within yourself. You no longer live for you, but begin to access greater power and confidence. That's what it gives us, is self-confidence, higher S self-confidence, not the egoic confidence. When you surrender your will and ask to do the will and the work of God, you are no longer trying to figure things out to keep yourself safe. God is going to put you in a position that you haven't been in before. God is now in charge of your life, and you have not just for your own desires, but to fulfill your divine purpose. Your prayer becomes, thy will be done. Surrender, be available, be accessible to what wants to be birthed through you. The second step is to have deep listening. There is a deep knowing within you. Your soul knows how to keep you safe. Your soul can guide you to a greater life. Your word can access the infinite wisdom of God, but you need to listen to the deeper conversation going on within you. It's always there. As you listen to your own inner voice consistently, you will be amazed at what is revealed to you. Consistently. That's a key. Every day. Courageous action is step 3. It is not enough to listen to God. You have to be willing to put the wisdom and guidance into effect into your life. That takes courage. Knowledge is not enough. Knowledge demands courageous action. It is not enough to know the truth. You have to be willing to quickly and boldly act with as little resistance as possible. That way your life becomes better and is an act from the highest understanding that you know. That's the way I felt with that snake. I decided, you just got to do this. I'm not going to resist it. I'm going to be able to go with the flow and allow this higher being that is me, within me, to do this. And then the fourth step is enlightened review. As you begin to live this process, it builds your faith in God and yourself, one and the same. Each day, as you dedicate your life to God by listening deeply and taking courageous action, you watch your life become greater. You will also see ways you can dedicate more of yourself to God, listen deeper, and let go of old resistance to taking action. We are here to be this life force in greater and greater ways. Yesterday was gone. Today is today. Let's live it to the fullest. Yes, it's in scary times right now, but we know that there is this divine energy and being within us that wants to birth something wonderful. It's wanting to shed that light of love and truth and peace through us, through our eyes. And so I was thinking of that song, I can see clearly now, the rain has gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Let yourself see with that light that is ever coming forth from you, through you, to the sunshine, to the light that is revealing this love, that is wanting to be birthed through us. Yes, there are clouds. Yes, there are obstacles. Yes, there's snakes. We can get through it. We can get beyond it and look back and say, thanks, God. We did it. Ernest Holmes, one of his favorite quotes that I always enjoy, was, what we are looking for, we are looking with. Look with the eyes of love. Look with the eyes of possibility, with the eyes of new birth, with the eyes of this motherly instinct that we all have to spawn a wonderful, unconditional love that will give us all so much joy, so much peace. Have a beautiful Mother's Day and a beautiful coming week.